Everyone in now? Okay, let's begin. All right, guys, as you can see from the preview video, we are looking at the last little piece of our Unit 3, used to. All right, we will see some when and adverbs of time. Actually, I'm going to start there, quickly going over some material I will share with you. Then we'll focus on the use of used to. We'll also compare it with the use of would, so you can get familiarized with that modal verb, because eventually we will go to modal verbs as well. All right, so first things first. Adverbs of time, when and while. When we think of adverbs of time, we think of words, you'll see them here, that help us to establish something about our action. Usually it's time, duration, frequency, etc. The goal that I want you guys to focus on with the past continuous is being able to express the ideas a little bit more clearly by adding these adverbs. Now, we saw the use of adverbs of time already, particularly frequency adverbs, duration, for how long. Keep using the different types of past tense adverbs. And when we place them, make sure we either put them next to our verbs or with the verb to be. We know there are special cases. They can also start the sentences or end the sentences based on the adverb. So include them, be very descriptive when creating your sentences. And remember, there is a difference between the past simple and the past continuous. Give yourself an opportunity to practice that, particularly when using while and when. As you will see in Forum 3, the goal is to tell a story. So practice and review what different occasions you can use, look at different examples, and make sure you have a good, clear idea of what you want to express in your story. Write down your script and then review it, edit it, and then submit your final idea. The goal for today's class is to practice used to. Now, used to has quite a few forms. All right, I'm going to start with the most basic one, of course. It is to tell an action from the past as a habit. Now, this time we'll focus on the examples. The goal is to be able to see a lot of different examples, and we'll use different examples in different structures. I'll send you more things so you can read and you can practice again. And if you have questions throughout, don't feel shy. Ask in Spanish or in English. The first one, we use this past habit structure to highlight some sort of habit or repeated action or state from the past, right? So the first one is used to. I think everyone is in, so let me use my list over here. Let's start with you, Lalo. When do we use used to? Jose Eduardo? And for
Yes, teacher.
Go ahead.
The modal verb used to is, ¿cómo se dice?
Is utilized.
Is utilized to indicate something that happened on a regular basis in the past. It is also used for things that were true in the past, but are no longer true. As with the other modal verbs, used to is followed by the base form of the principal verb.
Okay. Now, with all of the structures we've seen, we've looked at the affirmative, the negative, and the question form. But for this modal, used to, all three forms are a little different from each other. So Cuauhtemoc, let's start with you. What's the structural use of used to? We go with the subject line, used to, and then our verb. Help us with some examples. I'll switch to Spanish now so you guys can also see some translations. Help it make sense. All right, go ahead, Qual.
We used to go to the beach every summer when I was young. Cuando era joven.
No, it's good.
He used to smoke a pack of cigarettes a day, but they quit last year.
And
I used to like mushrooms, but not anymore.
mhm.
They used to be a great restaurant here, but it closed a few years ago.
As you notice, with all of these examples, something was true in the past, it was a habit, but it's not true now. That's the main use of used to. Now, we noticed subject line, used to, plus the verb. That's affirmative form. What about negative form? Negative form, first change, is used to becomes used to. And to more clearly define the negative, we use didn't. So didn't used to. So subject line, didn't used to, and our verb. That part stays the same. Michelle.
I didn't used to like mushrooms, but now I do. Food didn't used to be so expensive.
And
We didn't used to go away on holiday very often when I was young.
all right. Now that didn't also is useful for questions. To ask questions, we need an auxiliary verb. And in this case, we're going to be using did. We can even put helping or question words with this auxiliary. For example, what did you used to wear to prepa? We can have question words, then the auxiliary subject line used to, and the verb stays in its same form. Viviana.
Did he used to smoke a lot?
Didn't
Did
he
you?
used to? Didn't he?
Didn't he used to smoke a lot? Did you used to live here? Did they used to go to the beach in the summers?
Good. All of these just the same expressing an idea where something was true in the past as a habit and as a state or as a routine, but now it is not true. But we have another form where use is also helpful to express habits, but this habit connects to our present. So therefore, we can't use a past tense. If we have something starting in the past, but is presently also a regular habit, then we use frequency adverbs. Diana, help us with this note. Or Dana, sorry.
Yes, we do not use used to for habits or things that happen on a regular basis in the present. Instead of this modal verb, we use a verb such as usually or normally in the present. We
Okay.
usually go to the beach every summer. We normally smoke a pack of cigarettes every day. They usually play football on the weekends.
All right. All habits that are true now. Hence, we cannot use the past.
Cuatro.
All right. Now, what if we don't necessarily want to focus on a habit? We really just want to talk about something from the past that was a routine action, a repeated action. Then we will switch our modal. Here's another modal verb we can use. Alma.
Note the modal verb would is also used to
repeat action or events in the past, but keep in mind the word can only be used with action, not with state of being or habits. Also, words cannot be used in the negative for more information on the other use of words. See the lesson plans or conditional sentences and model verbs.
which we will get to in the future. Continue.
When I was young, we would go to the beach every summer. At the university, they would play football every day weekend. He
All right.
would
No, those two are no's. Do not use it that way. Only use would for repeated actions from the past. All right. Now, if there is something happening around you and not that you do, then it might be describing the situation. When we have an adjective form, used to is not always a modal verb, it can also be an adjective. It needs a verb, and that verb we will stick on is the verb to be. So the verb to be plus the adjective used to also has a different use. Mariana Ramirez Saldivar.
Yes. When we use used to as an adjective, it means accustomed to or habituated to. We use this adjective for things that are familiar, normal, or common, and it can be used with any verb tense. When to be used to is followed by a verb. The verb must be in the gerund ing.
Examples?
She is used to living alone. We weren't used to traveling a lot. I'm not used to this cold weather.
All right. Now we can also switch the verb to be with the verb to get in that same idea of using adjective form used to, where we're describing something. Now we can also use it as a more clear expression of the process of change, of familiarization. And so, as you can see here, when we get used to something, it is showing us that it started one way, but it's changed over time. For example, they got divorced over 2 years ago, past. She has gotten used to living alone. So now she is used to living alone. The process started when she got divorced. With this new job, I am getting used to traveling a lot. First past action, I got a new job. So she's in the process of traveling a lot and getting used to this life. And you need to get used to this cold weather if you're going to live here. I used to live in another country. It was warm and tropical. But living here requires a process of change, right? So all of these are expressions of how our past will have progress and habits. We'll have routines and have change. And all of what you're practicing here is preparing you to be nice and creative and submit something really good in your forums. Now, let's start with exercise set 1. Which form of use will you choose depending on the situation? Majo, you first.
I think is I usually smoke when I was in my 20s.
Yo usualmente fumaba. No. because usually is with the present tense. And here we're talking about the past. What's the structure for the past? Look at it again.
Is used to.
Exactly. Cuando yo era 20, long time ago, I used to smoke. All right, one more time. Full sentence.
I used to smoke when I was in my 20s.
Good. All right, let's go with Julio, number 2. Here with us, Julio César?
Sí, sí, aquí estoy. Es que la estoy leyendo.
Okay. Cuando tomo, is this present?
Sí, sí.
Exactly. So now we can use,
It's used to.
now I can use
It's
usually.
usually
Aquí no puedo
Usual.
porque este es pasado.
dado.
Aquí sí puedo porque este es presente. Usualmente fumo
Cuando estoy
tomo.
tomando.
Ajá. All right,
Okay.
again.
Okay. I usually smoke when I drink.
Good. All right, let's continue with Vanessa, number 3.
I used to smell of smoke because my husband smokes.
Okay. ¿Qué entiendes de esta oración?
Mm,
¿En español está bien? Tú explícame qué entiendes. And don't worry about the dogs. Dogs are okay. ¿Qué entendiste?
em, yo huelo el cigarro porque mi esposo fuma, algo así.
Okay. Estás acostumbrado del
Ujú.
olor. ¿Y cómo expresamos eso? I am.
Okay. I am used to the smell of smoke because my husband smokes.
Exactly. This situation is not your action, but it's now your reaction to his action. So this is now your state. I am used to it because of his habits.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Danielle, number 4.
There was a time when she
Mm,
there was a time when she
a ver,
was used to.
explícame qué entendiste.
Que había un tiempo donde ella siempre llegaba al trabajo tarde.
¿Y qué es el enfoque?
Había un tiempo. Es pasado, ¿no?
Es pasado, exacto. Entonces, este pasado nos está expresando algo muy particular. No está expresando su rutina. De por sí es la repetición de algo en lo que tiene la rutina, que siempre hacía algo. When we have those repeated actions, we go for would. Si esa expresión o esa oración hablaba ella siempre usaba el metro para llegar al trabajo temprano, entonces ocupamos used to. Pero aquí estamos enfocando más en esa repetición de su acción. This was her past routine, and we can use would for that. There was a time where she would always work late. Okay, repeat.
There was a time when she would always work late.
And I'm sure there was a time where you would travel to prepa instead of university. That was a past action. Right, number 5, Fernanda. Miss Figueroa.
Yes. He used to be a vegetarian when he was a kid.
That was his habit. His parents used to give him vegetables like crazy. He didn't make the choice, really. He was just living the life. Number 6, Karina. Sanchez. Oh, see a message in the chat. Oh, your internet must be too weak to open the mic. All right, here we have another situation where we see when. And we know that when we see when, something is happening. Yes, of course, you can write it there in the chat. All right, so the clue here is something was happening when it was interrupted. All right, so not the present. Are used to is the present. For this one, we would use were. Ellos estaban acostumbrándose del silencio. Quizás viven en el bosque, pero eso cambió cuando construyeron un restaurante al lado de su casa. Right? This is an expression of a change in the past. Okay. Now let's go with Carla, number 7.
Yes. Sally Sally didn't used to
Exactly.
drink a lot of wine.
Right? Wasn't her habit. Now, maybe, but before it wasn't. Josie, I saw your microphone open. I don't know if it was testing or if it's working. But let's give it a try. Number 8 for you. J. Jimena, is your microphone working?
Yes, it's a noisy apartment, but I am used to it.
Yes, you are. Number 9, Saul.
Bill is used to working long days.
Yes, he is. Uriel, number 10.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
By the time John moves in the I'm used to living alone.
But it's the future by the time.
As will, no, will.
Would, past.
Okay,
Will,
yeah,
future.
okay.
All right, again.
Okay. By the time John moves in the inn, I will be used to living alone.
Good. All right. This is going to be a future habit that would have taken place. A little mix there with the future of the past habits. Now, would and used to seem similar. So when do we really want to use would? Let's dive in a little bit deeper with would. I'm going to switch to a little presentation and let's practice with the presentation. All right. And Frida, help us with the story.
Meet grandma. She is
82.
82 years old. Today she thinks about her past.
Continue.
When she was a child, there are many things that she did often.
When she was a child. To talk about these.
To talk about these things, she can use word base form.
Plus the base form.
For example, I will play in the garden with my brother every day. Did is sometimes she didn't do one or tweet.
Twice, once or twice.
She did many times. It was a past routine.
Past routines, guys. Repeated actions. We will use would. Now in this sentence, we saw the structure. Gonna be would plus the base form and the complement. I would play with my brother. Now, Yaira, based on that structure, how would you complete this sentence?
Yes. Is in the future?
No, it's the past. An action that was repeated as a routine in the past.
It's a past routine. It's I will always maybe I don't know. I don't know because the verb is cook. I will. It's correct. I will always cook my mother the cook dinner or not. This
What action do you see in the picture? ¿Qué está
Cook.
haciendo la niña? ¿La niña ya está cocinando? ¿O qué está haciendo?
No. Maybe she helped your mother.
Exactly. I would always help.
I will always help my mother to cook dinner.
There you go. All right. Let's continue with Natalie.
My mom reading me a story.
My mom would read me. Don't forget the structure. Would plus verb. My mom would read.
My mom will reading.
Would read. Read. One more time.
My mom will reading my story before bed.
Okay, let me write it on the screen. My mom would read me a story before bed. Again. Again, Natalie?
Sí. My mom would read my story before bed.
For bed. For going to bed. For acostarse en la cama or dormirse. All right, next one. Clear the drawing. Andrea, Stefania.
Yes, my friends and I would play in the summer.
Always play. I can remember it like yesterday. Now remember, guys, would is very specific. We cannot use it with states. We're using it with routines or repeated actions from the past, not the state of your life or how things were. For that, we use Mr. Flexible used to. All right? Leo?
See, for example, we used to live in a small house with a big yard.
All right, not
We
alive,
would
live. Live.
live.
All right, and that structure is the structure we would use. We wouldn't use would because vivir es un estado, es cómo estás. Y tú vives en un lugar con mucho área para jugar. Used to is the versatile one. There's only a few times we'll use would. Most of the times when we use past habits, use used to. Even the times you think you can use would, used to is also possible. Past habits, past states, past routines, and actions, all of them could be in a form of used to. All right? So if you're not sure, go with the first one. Majo. With used to.
I used to
What's your verb? ¿Qué verbo?
play.
¿Tú pretenderías ser un perro? Aquí tenemos artículo A. If you say play a dog, significa que estás en una obra de teatro y tu rol es ser un perro. En ese yo creo que es tener como mascota, ¿no? ¿Estás con nosotros, Majo?
Sí, sí. Es que no, la verdad no lo entendí, profesor.
Ok. En el pasado, ¿tú tuviste perros?
Sí,
¿Todavía tienes tus perros?
no.
Ok. Ese es exactamente que queremos expresar. Entonces, cuando hay algo en el pasado que no es cierto ahora, podemos utilizar used to. ¿Y qué es inglés para have? Para tener have. Entonces, aquí, I used to have a dog. Okay?
Ok.
All right, full sentence.
I used to have a dog named Bubbles.
Cuauhtémoc.
We used to have my aunt every weekend.
Well, not have. Cuauhtémoc, ¿qué verbo ocuparás aquí?
Visit.
Ándale. All right, full sentence, Cuauhtémoc.
We used to visit my aunt every weekend.
And last one, Jose Eduardo. or Viviana or Dana. What do you guys think? What was true in the past here? Anybody want to help them? See, someone has written in the chat. Ah, Dana. Okay, okay. Want to take a try, Alma?
Podría ser I used to go
There.
at the park.
Sí, si cambiamos el sujeto a I, sí. I used to go to a park there. Pero para there used to be. Existía un parque aquí. There used to be.
There used to be a park there. Now it's a building.
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 Okay, sí. Un edificio. Right? So this is what you're going to be practicing in your forums, guys. Think of the past, express your ideas, make up stories, and use these different structures, right? Use a structure that best matches the idea you want to express, and write it down first, review, correct your errors, and then submit. Goal is to get everything in Unit 3 completed and in your folders. Send your notifications that your folders are complete, and submit Forum 3 before the end of Tuesday. All right, deadline is right around the corner. All right, that's okay, Jose. Your internet must be giving a little bit of trouble. All right, so get busy, guys. Jump on the portal and try to complete as much as possible. If you have questions, do let me know. And I will see you next time where we'll be starting something new. For now, focus and enjoy your Saturday. See you soon.